look at like, all our stuff is everything we own. Everything we own.
Black people are better in every way. We excel in everything.
Can you feel it? Something is about to break, but not in the way they want you to fear. I have felt this all week. This pressure, this intensity, this knowing in my body that something is shifting.
I don't know who needs to hear this right now, but when the next crash hits, most people will watch their retirement, their kids' college fund, and their life savings evaporate in real time.
Hello. Just getting in touch with everyone out there and thanking you very much and appreciate that. Very grateful for your help, and I thank you. And that's it for today, and I appreciate everyone. Thank you very much. Yours truly, Melvin. Thank you very much.
We can't have nice things because of your racism. And they are sick.
Something is breaking in America, folks, and it's not subtle anymore. Something is breaking in America, folks, and it's not subtle anymore. Groceries are up 25% since 2020. Housing up 45%. Rent declared unaffordable in 98% of U.S. counties. People aren't downsizing, they're being priced out of existence. Right now, over 1.9 million Americans live in vehicles. That number has tripled since 2018, and it's climbing fast. Not because people want adventure, but because the system stopped working for them. Everyone feels it. The pressure, the squeeze, the quiet collapse in slow motion. But here's the part they don't want to talk about. Nomad life is no longer an alternative lifestyle. It's becoming a survival strategy and a movement. Every single day, thousands more join the road. Not homeless, systemless, not lost, unplugged. If you feel like society is cracking, you're not alone. This is the transition era, and you are watching a new America being built on wheels.
Imagine waking up one day as a white person and realize the life you believed was secure is slipping away. I mean, prices keep rising, housing is becoming unreachable, and millions of Americans are struggling just to keep up. Now, for many people, this feels like an unexpected crisis, but black people say these hardships have existed for generations in their communities. As communities that have long faced, economic inequality, segregation, racism, and limited opportunities. That's why blacks don't seem to be shaken. They don't seem to panic that much. They already adapted and created survival means, leaving white people in panic because it's new to them. So today, brothers and sisters, we will look at the growing debate over America's economy, economic reality and the promises that were made by the politicians and the American dream promise itself. Why so many people believe the system is no longer working for ordinary families. You will hear perspectives from both white and black Americans, and then we'll come back to share more analysis. So please, brothers and sisters, stay with me until the very end, because this conversation might change the way we look at things, the way we look at the economy right now. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, like the video and share it to others. Otherwise, let's dive into this, and then we can come for more discussions at the end of the video.
Because I've reached the part in this whole class consciousness part where I'm just filled with the most impotent rage. And I'm talking that white hot, I need to sink my teeth and into something and scream kind of rage. Because what do you mean that it never had to be this hard for us? What do you mean in other countries they don't have to spend 20% of their paycheck on groceries? What do you mean in other countries everyone can own homes because they're not paying $2,000 a month in rent, or that their mortgages aren't their entire paycheck? What do you mean that people in China work one job and they don't even work 40 hours and they can easily afford their life? And then I'm over here working 60 hours a week, just me as a single parent, to barely make ends meet, and I'm penny pinching every single second, and there's so much of life that my kid misses out on and that I miss out on because of money and work and no social support net. And you mean to tell me that it didn't have to be like this? They keep us in these chains on purpose, and it never had to be like this. I did everything right. I went to college. I had to drop out of college to take care of my mom when she was sick because, again, no social services, like no safety nets. My dad worked his whole life and died and left everything to my mom. My mom was disabled and she lived on credit and like she barely made ends meet and she did everything she was supposed to. And I did everything I was supposed to. And it just keeps getting worse. It was never supposed to be like this. And I'm so angry that it is. Because what do you mean? I've spent so much of my life working so hard to scrape by. And it never had to be like that. My suffering was at the expense of someone else becoming wealthy because they could. And I am so angry about this. It can't stay like this. It doesn't have to stay like this.
We can't have nice things because of your racism. And they are sick. They are learning that Americans have been living in squalor. White people are sick. They are learning that for 400 years, black people lived in slavery. They are realizing that they are too slaves. They are sick. They are twisted. Listen, when Donald Trump came out and said, why do we keep getting people from these shithole countries? My response was, bitch, America is the shithole country. And white people are learning the truth.
Can you feel it? Something is about to break, but not in the way they want you to fear. I have felt this all week. This pressure, this intensity, this knowing in my body that something is shifting. Like we are standing in the edge of something we cannot fully explain yet. But our soul already knows. And I don't believe this is the end. I believe this is the breaking point. But not the breaking point of humanity. The breaking point of illusion. The breaking point of lies. The breaking point of fear. The breaking point of everything that was built to keep people asleep, distracted, divided, and disconnected from who they truly are. Because something is cracking and people can feel it. Even the ones who do not have words for it yet. This is why so many people feel tired, emotional, restless, sensitive. Like their body knows something before their mind can understand it. Because when an old world starts losing its grip, the energy gets loud. The distractions get louder. The fear gets louder. The division gets louder. But that doesn't mean we collapse into it. That means we anchor it deeper. This is not the time to panic. This is not the time to give your power away. This is not the time to wait for someone outside of you to tell you what is real. This is the time to come back to your heart, back to your discernment, back to God within you, back to the truth your soul has already whispered all along. Because you were not sent here to sleep through this. You were not sent here to shrink through this. You were not sent here to be controlled by fear. You are here to remember, to rise, to see clearly, to love fearlessly, to stand in truth without letting the chaos take your peace. Because the old world is loud right now, but the new one is being built quietly inside the hearts of those who refuse to forget who they are. So yes, I feel it too. Something is changing. Something is breaking. Something is being revealed. But do not meet this moment with fear. Meet it with remembrance. Meet it with courage. Meet it with love. Because this is not humanity falling apart. This is humanity waking up. And once the illusion breaks, there is no going back to sleep.
I don't know who needs to hear this right now, but when the next crash hits, most people will watch their retirement, their kids' college fund, and their life savings evaporate in real time. And they will be the ones who caused it. I'm Alex Parker, former Wall Street hedge fund manager. I now do free financial programs so you don't have to spend high prices to buy courses. That sick feeling when everything is on sale and you run for the exit, that's the exact moment 90% of investors destroy decades of progress. They sell low, sit in cash that loses purchasing power, and miss the rebound that makes the next millionaires. Don't be that person. Keep cash ready. When the market drops 20 to 30%, deploy it. Buy the highest quality assets at a discount. VOO, QQQ. Red days are not bad days. They are the days wealth is transferred from the fearful to the prepared. Wealth is made in bear markets. Don't let fear cost you everything this time. If you're a US investor and want the full scoop on the latest investments, slide into my DMs with Join and click the link in my bio to join our community for free.
The price for 1 pound of ground beef is now more than the federal minimum wage, guys. How crazy is this? And like, how far are they going to let these grocery prices get before they realize that regular people can just not afford this crap? Like, right now, let's do a comparison. Let's use like a couple big chains at where I live. I'm on the West Coast. So we've got like Albertsons, we've got Vons, we've got Stater Brothers, which I think is kind of like a West Coast thing. All of those are about twice the price of an Aldi, a Walmart, a Winco, a Safeco, or a Heb, or like a Food for Less if you have that. So I will tell you that of all the places that I'm shopping right now, Aldi happens to be my favorite. And no, they don't have everything. And Aldi is like the great value brand at Walmart. And that's all they have in the whole store is the Aldi brand. So there's not as much selection, but I like a lot of the stuff that they have there. So I did a price comparison out here. Stater Brothers, which is down the street from me, has amazing butcher department. The meat department is great. So I went and bought my weekly groceries there, $240. Next week, compared it, same level of groceries, $117 at Aldi. So it's completely insane. I think these big chains like Albertsons, Vons, Staters are going to have major financial problems in the future because you can't keep charging people double for what they can literally get across the street and have people keep paying it. Yes, in wealthy neighborhoods, people are going to pay that. Yeah, you're still going to have them do fine in those areas. But for the majority of Americans,
Black people are better in every way. We excel in everything. We excel academically. We excel when it comes to sports. Why y'all think they want to study our brains and our bodies and steal our organs? Fundamentally, every way you can think of, Black people are better. We sing better. We dance better. We look better. We cook better. Naturally. And they know this. And that is why they hate us. Racism is literally rooted in envy. Y'all wanted to emasculate Black men because you saw how they looked. You were jealous of their stature and you felt intimidated by them. Y'all were jealous of Black women because we have naturally curly hair, because we have full lips, because we're shapely. And the real reason they mad is because they have to work and train and do all the things to be what we are naturally. So many Black boys and girls that are naturally crazy when it comes to sports. excel tremendously academically without studying. They know this, and this is why they hate us. So we really have to stop asking ourselves, like, why do y'all make black people outcasts? Why do y'all hate us for no reason? It's not for no reason. They know and recognize who we are. They know and recognize that we have everything that they wish they had. Why you think they tanning? Why you think they getting lip injections? Why doing all this shit to look like black people? So racist people are really just funny to me because I know you're mad. You're jealous. You wish you looked like us. You wish you could do what we do. We excel creatively, literally in every way that I can think of. Black people are better, and that's not a flex. That's the facts. Y'all know it.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Now, let's talk about it. After watching this video, hearing those people sharing their messages, their perspective, their opinions, their concerns, their worries, I think there is one thing that really stood out to me. I mean, black Americans have been raising concerns about inequality, economic hardship, and how the system affects different communities for a very long period of time. Many people dismissed those concerns, ignored, like, you black people, you don't know what you are saying. But today, as more Americans, white Americans, struggle with rising costs and financial pressure, some people are beginning to look at those conversations differently. Like, oh, I think other people, like, they want us. In fact, there is one comment from a white person that caught my attention, and it came from somebody who identified as a white person. She declared that, yeah, I'm a white woman. Now, this comment said, I am a white girl, and I've been saying this for years. White people are so jealous. That's the root of racism, fear, and jealous. Deep down, most people acknowledge it, but are angry about it. Now, hearing that comment, it says a lot. After hearing it from the horse's mouth, because it's a white person, speaking, according to, her own community as white people. But now, whether you agree with her or you don't agree, but I think that's her opinion. But it's so interesting that, she's saying she has been warning about these issues for years. So if black people have also been warning this, it means there are people who just choose, to be adamant, to be arrogant, to stick to what they believe. They're just selfish. They don't want other people to warn them. Maybe because they are just black, maybe because they are just whatever, but they just want to stick to what they want. And now this white woman here feels more people are finally starting to see what she was trying to talk about. So I chose this comment deliberately because, it comes from a white person, at least. Now, before we try to break down the biggest messages from this discussion, if you have learned something new so far in this video, or you hope to learn something new, please take a second, just to like the video. It really helps the channel, and yeah, that's it. But now let's look at the, the main themes, the important things that, that are discussed in this video. Let's talk about them. We can have them, like, I think 5 will be enough. We don't have to make the video, too long. Now, number 1, economic hardship is no longer something people can ignore. Yes, it's been ignored for so long. People have ignored it, have dismissed it, but not anymore. Rising food prices, expensive housing, and the increasing cost of everyday living are forcing many families to make difficult choices, are forcing them to sit down and realize, like, what exactly is happening? Where is that American dream? Now, the people speaking in this video believe these pressures are like exposing problems that have been, building up for so many years, not just months. Yes, for some people, they may think these problems are just today. But for black people, this thing has always been there. That's why black people have always been warning. Okay, have always been warning. Number 2, different communities often experience the same crisis in different ways. Yes, there can be, for example, let's talk about the heat wave, which is in Europe. The same crisis, the same issue, the same problem. Black people and white people are experiencing it the same way, but they're all affected, but differently. Now, one viewpoint that was shared throughout this discussion is that many black Americans are less shocked. They are not panicking that much by today's struggles, because economic hardship and limited opportunities have been part of their lived experience for generations. So it's like, to them, it's not new. they have, already adapted. You get it? They have already adapted. So whether people agree with that conclusion or maybe you don't agree, but I think it explains why different groups can react so differently to the same economic condition, to the same hardship. Number 3, many people are questioning whether the system is working as it should. Is the American dream really possible anymore? Now, in the video, several speakers argued that the gap between ordinary families and the wealthy, the elite, the gap between these continues to grow. While more people feel left behind despite working harder, having 3 jobs, 4 jobs, but you still can't manage to buy the car you wanted. You still can't manage to leave the house you wanted. You can't live in the neighborhood you want because you are being limited by your money. Now, that growing frustration is causing many Americans to ask difficult questions about opportunity, about fairness, and about, the future in general. So that's it. Now, number 4, political promises are being judged against everyday reality. Okay, drill, baby, drill. If you remember, Donald Trump used to say that, okay, when he was trying to say there will be fuel. People will be buying, cars will be full, okay? People will not have issues with the fuel because it's going to be cheap. Every election, you see, brings new promises about prosperity, lower costs, and a better future. But many people say, I think they are now measuring those promises against what actually is on the ground, what actually they see, like at the grocery store, like in their rental, payments, and in the banks, everyday bills. For them, daily life has become the real report card, not because they're just trying to believe what a certain politician said. And finally, number 5, let's talk about, the conversations like this one, just to show how just, divided public opinion has now become. What do I mean? Now, in the video, some people believe today's problems prove long-standing warnings were ignored. Okay? Some problems don't just start, today. Okay? Some problems may be predicted. Okay, that because of this thing may come because there are people who study history, who study the patterns. When you look at the empires in the past that fell, you look at what exactly made the empires to fall. You can connect. So people will always try to connect the dots, and others will completely reject that view and see situation very differently. Like, no, you're lying, America is as good as it was. That is for the elite, for the wealthy, the people who are already doing better, right? They may not see a difference. But whatever side you may take, but I think one thing is certain. More Americans are openly debating issues that many people avoided talking for many years. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you agree with the arguments made in this video? Or do you see the situation from a completely different perspective? Please, guys, please share your thoughts respectively in the comments below. Because, your opinion could help someone else see issues from another angle, including myself. I read your comment. So please, let's share. Are you black? Are you white? What's your experience about now? As black people have been warning, what can you say about it? But now, if this is your first time here to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and join us for more discussions, like this. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and take care, and I'll see you in the next one.